I really wanted to show this. This is the most extraordinary thing I've just found. It's a recording that I made in the late 90s on a video camera, which I would then capture into a very crude Apple Mac computer that could only just capture video, and it was incredibly difficult to do. And then I tried to load this up onto a website, which is unbelievably complicated, and then no one could watch it anyway because it took so long to download, and the scale of the file was enormous, and you couldn't squash it down. All those things, and that it was early, desperate attempts to do internet broadcasting. And the reason I wanted to do it, I'll tell you, it's very simple, is because I work in normal telly, linear television, old world telly, and in order to get something on the screen, you've got to convince a man in a suit in an office who has to then convince a load of accountants and bankers in another office, who then has to convince loads of other people, and the chances of you getting anything on television now or then are very small. And I was very blessed. I got something on telly really, really quick, back in 1986. I'd been on stage a few years, got commissioned to make a television series, made it. It was dreadful, and it's been downhill ever since. But this is one of my early attempts at making, it's just so pre-YouTube, it's not true. It's very old school and rather rubbish, but I think it's worth having a look at.
Hi there, and welcome to Llew.tv, a totally new concept in web broadcasting.
It's not a new idea. It's not
it's new to me. I've never done this
before.
before.
It's been done before, Robert. I think you should think about that.
We're going to be looking at lots of interesting new developments in the world of web broadcasting.
Robert, you've got a clamp on your head.
There's a I know. Well, no, it's a clamp.
It's a clamp, Robert. I can see it there. I think you need to explain. It looks kind of weird. I really think you should explain about the clamp on your head, Robert.
You think I need to explain?
I really think you should.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm wearing a clamp on my head. This is to keep my head as still as possible during the recording so that the image doesn't pixelate. You get that lovely quality sound, but you get slightly pixelated images. And so I've fixed this clamp to my head in an attempt to minimize head movement. Anyway, this week on Llew.tv, we're going to be looking at all sorts of new developments in internet
Robert, you've got a blue shirt on, and there's a blue background behind you.
The blue background?
It's very blue. Everything is looking very blue.
It's not a good look.
I don't think blue is a good color.
It's one of my favourite shirts.
I don't care. It's blue. Everything is very, very blue, Robert. I think you need to think about the blue.
Okay. This week, I want to look behind the scenes of the showbiz myth. For instance, I'm fascinated by the way that those commentators on the WWF wrestling programs talk to each other. I don't know if you've ever seen those shows, very popular with young people. Two enormously overbuilt men do a sort of weird ballet dance inside a square ring. And then they talk to each other before the match. Well, I think it's a match anyway, although it does look a little bit set up. Surely not. Anyway, before the match, they talk to each other in the most absurd way. I'm just going to tighten my clamp. Oh, that hurts. They talk to each other in the most absurd way. I'm going to put him on the mat, I'm going to tear his arms off, and throw him out the ring.
That has got to hurt.
Features and reviews and lots of fun stuff for you to download for hours and hours and hours using your 14.8K modem. It'll take about 3 weeks probably, but I hope your phone bill is worth it. And but look forward to the future of web broadcasting, because I think it could be very, very exciting indeed. See ya. Bye.
Robert, I really think you need to seek some professional help here. Yeah, I think you need to see a professional therapist.
Well, you think actual sort of therapeutic help?
Well, you could see my therapist.
Yeah.
No problem.
Do you have anything in mind? Do you know someone?
Sure, I'll give you her address.
I could see your shrink.
She.
Oh, right.
She, that's right.
How much does
she charges $5,000 for 1 hour session.